impressed by how fresh all of you look. Because I was looking into the program and I was thinking, what the hell? They are already busy from Monday onwards, and then even during dinner they have to listen, or at least they have to pretend to listen to another interesting speaker who's talking about nutrition, etc. They're only interested in each other, in having a good talk, having a good meal, and drinking a good glass with it, etc. So I first want to make you a compliment. Secondly, I'm indeed the coordinator of the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement, and the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement started in 2010 because there were very important reports that told the world, listen, you're messing up with nutrition and you will never end hunger and malnutrition if the players in the field of food and nutrition are not working together much more, and if governments do not take ownership and leadership. And that was when the players came together and started to say, what we need is a movement. A country-driven movement where the government takes ownership to end all forms of malnutrition. At that time the focus was on undernutrition. Now the focus is also on obesity and NCDs, because root causes are the same. Root causes are the same. It all starts with the first 1,000 days of a child. So it's the condition of the mother, and it starts with the condition of young women, adolescent girls. So the best starting life for a child, for a baby, is to have a well-nourished mother who is able to give birth to a baby that gets the best start in life. Breastfeeding during the first 6 months is the best, and the first 1,000 days of a child is decisive for the physical development, but also for the cognitive development. If during the first 1,000 days nutrition, the nourishment of the brains, is not well done, there is damage during the whole lifespan. So it's unbelievable that governments didn't take ownership until 2010, and that now sometimes it's also very difficult. Why is it so difficult? First of all, nutritionists are able to make it very complicated. Sometimes there's even language that I do not understand, and I say, stop, just tell the story. Why is it so important to invest in nutrition? And ending malnutrition is a matter of political will. So without ownership of a government, nothing will happen. It is not happening by development partners. It is not happening by programs and projects, etc. Only if a government says, we want to do something to invest in our people because we realize that our people, in their physical capacities and in their cognitive capacities, will be able to develop our country and develop our society and implement the sustainable development goals, then something will happen. The rest is forget it. And then governments need to realize that nutrition is crucial as a maker and marker of development, and not only for developing countries, but also for the developed countries. So an end of the fairy tale that malnutrition is only happening in developing countries. It's also happening in, the most obese countries right now are the United States, China, and India. So the double burden or the multiple burden is everywhere. No mistake, we are all in this, and governments need to lead. It's a multi-sectoral approach. It's not only a matter of health, it is social protection, it is gender, it is education, it is economy, etc. Because many countries are missing a GDP of more than double digits. In many countries, malnutrition is impacting economic and social development, and it's impacting climate. So a government that takes the lead, that signs up for the Sun movement, signs up for a multi-sectoral approach, a collaboration, real collaboration, but also for a multi-stakeholder approach, because a government cannot do it itself. Government needs to develop a national nutrition plan, multi-year investment, get policies right, get legislation right, and what is important is invest from the domestic budget. Because still there are many governments who say to developing partners, okay, what kind of song do I need to sing? You have a proposal, welcome to me, interesting, interesting. We will do what you say and then bring in the funding, please. That's not the way forward. Countries can only develop themselves, and government need to realize this, and government needs to take ownership and leadership. We have learned as Sun Movement that the leadership and the ownership needs to be in the highest office, the office of the president or the vice president, or depending on the situation, in the office of the prime minister. And there should be the convening power to bring all the different players together and make them work together. So David Nabarro told you there are in the field of nutrition no enemies. My message today is make friends. Because you need each other. You really need each other. Make friends. And I'm talking to very motivated people, so it will not be a problem for you to make friends. But realize that you need each other. That's my first thing. The second thing is sit around the table and do not start to think about conflict of interest or profit or whatever immediately. Think about what you can do together to improve something bottom up, community level, regional level, province level, whatever. What can you do together? What can you bring to the table to improve the situation in a very concrete way? Don't start at that level because it's too difficult. But start at a level where everybody says, well, that's not too difficult. And then start to work together to get it done. And you know what? When you get it done, celebrate success, because success is the best breeder and the best foundation of more success. And collaboration and success is also the best way to start to trust each other. But to trust each other, some organizations think that they first have to invest 2 years in building trust. That's not happening. You can only start to trust each other when you are there and are willing to work together. But be concrete. My next advice is, and plea to you is, be ready to step out of your comfort zone. Because policies like there were always were, will not work. So private sector that is only looking for profit, they will not really be ready to work together. And those companies who are thinking that they can do good under their corporate social responsibility chapter and move on to make as much profit as they can in their core business case are old-fashioned. They will not make it for the next 20 years. So private sector companies need to broaden their business case. A business case of course, serving clients, of course making profit, otherwise the company will not be able to continue, but also serve your workforce, invest in your own people so that they are proud to work in your company. And serve society, the community where you're based, but maybe also the region where the people are working with you and for you, and invest in the planet. So these 5 things: broaden the business case from clients and profit towards investing in your own people, invest in society, and invest in the planet. That's the only way people can take you serious as a partner in the Sustainable Development Goals and in the field of nutrition. But you don't need to be a food production company to be involved in better nutrition. So, and for the rest, I would say governments and government representatives, be clear in what you want. Be clear in what you want, because too often people sit around the table say, okay, we need to do something, etc. All right, let's organize a conference. Let's organize this or that. No, have clear targets, have clear goals, and as I have said, be specific what you need from each other, and then sit around the table. Be frank to ask. Have a clear ask. What is your demand? And be able to understand. To be able to virtually step into the shoes of those people on the other side of the table. So civil society, there's also some civil society here. They are very strong in advocate, they are very able to criticize, etc. But they need to also come out of their comfort zone and step into the shoes of private sector companies of the government, etc., and the other way around. Private sector cannot just run around and say, okay, we don't have a lot of time to talk, we need to do business and make profit, and the government cannot say only, we don't have the budget, etc. No, it's a matter of will, it's a matter of, it's a personal decision of people, leaders, who want to invest in people, who want to invest in planet, and make this world a better place for the next generation. Thank you very much for at least pretending to have interest in what I have to say, and all the best in your day-to-day